How many times is he going to say hello?
Hello. Welcome to the Bargain Bin Opinion, episode 1, officially, 2 consecutively. Chronologically speaking, this is the second one. How are y'all doing? My name's Art, and my co-hosts.
Hello, I'm Kevin. Same as last episode.
And Alex.
Welcome to the second podcast for the Opinions Boys. Today we're going to talk about food, and only food, and nothing but food. But more importantly,
marriage.
Oh.
Well, not.
Some
not
can
us.
describe marriage as food, but more importantly, it can be described as noodles.
There's love involved there.
If you don't have love, you can't have a nice bowl of noodles, or noodle soup, or wonton soup, or
Egg drop.
soup. I'm talking about noodles, not soup. Anyhow, noodles will be the topic for today. But I think before that, we have some anime to talk about first.
Right. So we watched 365 Days to the Wedding. Pretty simple premise.
Yeah, I think it's probably one of the least steak-wise anime for a while, right? No magic stuff, no crazy world-ending shenanigans. Just
Simple slice of life.
Yep.
Getting to know the characters. For those who are not initiated, it's a couple office workers. They work at a travel agency in Japan, specifically Tokyo. Both of them single, and some of them might need to go to Anchorage, Alaska for the new branch. Now,
I mean, would you guys not want to go to Anchorage? Come on, he's got polar bears. You got north lights. You got icy cold weather.
it's a visit place, not a live there place.
Tell that to the 3 million people that live there, that eat seals. That eat seals. I don't know.
I don't
Moose?
think that's true.
See, what do they sustain themselves with?
I mean, they do hunt bears
Oh, see,
sometimes.
you can get some bear meat. Oh, I heard they're gamey, but I would definitely want to try some bear meat.
Yeah, and their livers might kill you.
Yeah, well, you know.
Wait, is that true?
At least polar bears for sure.
Oh,
They have like a, I don't remember which specific thing, but there's a part of it that nutritionally we can have, but the concentration is so high in there it would kill you.
Even if you cook it, it'll...
Yeah.
Oh, well. Okay.
oh, so that toxin's not neutralizable. Wow.
Well, not a toxin, just like you can have too much of anything.
Right. Oh, so I guess the actual minerals won't just disappear from boiling for 6 hours.
Yeah, I mean, like technically, something becomes toxic once it gets to a certain level.
Right.
Vitamin A.
Oh,
Yeah.
dang.
Yeah, is enough vitamin A in one polar bear liver to kill 52 human adults. That's a lot of vitamin A.
Yep. Only 26 of me though, so it's fine.
You just build different.
I'm built different. Fuck yeah.
So to get out of going to Anchorage, they decide to get married. Just a couple single introverts.
Yep.
Not too different from a regular commuter marriage. That happens a lot in Japan.
Oh, really? This is a common
commuter marriages.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, so this is a common practice in Japanese corporate office?
Not this specific example, but like working and living close to where you work. So like if you're at a good distance, like you're still married, but you live in like separate apartments.
Oh my god. So there's no sex life.
Closer. I mean, it's more of a weekend thing, or meet up kind of thing.
Yeah.
Love hotels and whatnot.
No wonder the cheating rate is like 30% in Japan.
Yeah.
So sad. Would you guys relocate for something like that? I guess to keep your job, there's no incentive, it seems like. But like,
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like a fun experience. I'd be down to try it out at least. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But it's a cool opportunity to just try it.
yeah, it's different. You're there for like 6 months. If you don't like it, hopefully you can come back.
Yeah.
At least from an American job system perspective.
Sure. Well, I mean, I guess in Japan they usually are at the same company for life, right? So
Yeah.
that's the type of
Like they won't even fire you. They'll just try to make your life as much a living hell as possible until you leave on your own.
Right.
Or die.
That surprisingly might be a better outcome than sitting in a wall and just staring at it 24/7.
But yeah, like they said, that one guy, got moved to that one like remote island and couldn't really leave his job because there's no one to replace him.
Dang.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully none of us happen. Well, we can sue the company, thankfully, in the great states of the U.S.
Yeah, because we have freedom here.
Yes. For our international audience, we are not in any way saying that your country does not have freedom, but we have more. Sorry. Yeah, I guess character-wise, seems pretty standard protagonist type of, you're shy, strong, independent type woman for our female protagonist, and then the quiet, reserved, like shy little boy type for our main male protagonist. Anything from their personality we did identify they have some chiseling chins.
I generally like the, more softer introverted characters that, when put in these kind of situations kind of helps them kind of break out a little. Stray a little from their normal path.
Yeah. Hopefully they fall in love and realize, oh my God, you're perfect for me.
Exactly. And no haramantics, luckily.
No. It was close.
We had a little scare there for a minute.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
But, well, if they haven't watched it yet, then they're just missing out.
Yeah, great anime. Go watch it. Catch it on Crunchyroll. Not sponsored. Exactly. They should sponsor us. Crunchyroll, you're out there. I know you're listening.
Yeah. Not sponsored also by Rodecaster.
Thank you, Rode, for my beautiful setup.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and move on. Let's start out with, we're going to split it up a little bit, just so it's not too congested on the list.
Sounds good. And I guess how we're doing this consensus on which one's best, which one's not, or making 3 different lists.
No, we got to come to a consensus.
We're just gonna
at
fight
some point.
Yeah. Well, it's 2-on-1, so it might be a little disadvantage for Alex over here. We have some very biased opinions. 2 Chinese men sitting across the table.
I mean, I'm still a little Asian.
Oh yeah, but you're not Chinese.
I see.
Yes.
You got some Japanese noodles in here.
It's like Wizard 23andMe.
Give us that percentage, bro.
and give up my genetic information to possibly the government.
Well,
and not just our government. Who knows how many other governments?
They're only a failing startup that's been alive for 15 years. It's fine.
So we're gonna have our resident can speak Chinese person, and not me.
Thank you. I guess I will be pronouncing whichever noodle that we are presenting, and then
I don't know what this instant is supposed to be. I can't pronounce that.
Yeah, instant. There was a Japanese man. He was like, I need to make these noodles portable and very easy to consume. And he was like, what if I deep fried them? I was like, man, that is a good idea.
Yeah. Actually, do you want to just start off with instant noodle, just because we were already talking about it?
Yeah, sounds good. We can do that.
Let's do it.
So instant noodle. So I guess our setup, the 4 levels we have. We'll start from the bottom. Someone made these because they hate humanity.
Yeah.
It's our bottom tier. Meh. If I have to, I will eat it. Next one is slurp, and inhale it. I would like to have like a suction machine, like a vacuum cleaner type of noise, but I can't really make that with my mouth. Sorry for that. And then the last one, inject it inside of me, please. So instant ramen. There's so much variety here, right? It's not just like your instant ramen that you get from just US alone, or Korea, the capital of instant ramen.
All the spicy noodles.
Yeah, basically any variant of a noodle dish can be made instant, and probably someone has tried. And there's some pretty wide gaps of really good instant ramen and some really bad instant ramen. To me, overall, with how convenient it is to do, 3 minutes, boil some water, put it in, and then pack is, and it's delicious. And the sheer quantity of availability of how much variance it can be from pho all the way to like spicy noodle with cheese on it.
Even udon.
Even udon. I've seen pho. I've seen every type of fried noodle there is. I'd say probably like maybe not quite inhale, but close to inhale. Probably the top of slurp.
Really?
Yeah.
I would probably put it, for me at least, into injected in me.
Oh really? Okay.
I'm a huge.
Do you like live on that?
I'm like. I mean, I could if it was like nutritionally healthy enough for me. So,
Well, you're right. It tastes delicious. Absolutely. Every time I have it, it's like, oh, have that, please.
yeah, no, it's like I don't know. Like for me, like that's probably like out of all the noodles on our list, like probably like the one that I have the most.
Oh yeah.
And I'd say like, no, it's like it's good enough, you know.
What's your go-to brand, if I may ask? Like Shin Ramen, or
Not-
do you go
no.
Korean? Do you go Chinese? Do you go?
I usually go like the Korean brand.
Okay. Yeah.
I forgot what the one was called. You know, like the one that's like the big bowl with like black and red.
I think that's Shin Ramen, no?
Yeah,
Shin Ramen. Yeah, classic.
You like the red one?
It's nice and spicy.
Yeah,
It's like deep umami, maybe a little beefy flavor.
I usually
Good.
prefer Shin Black.
Oh yeah, Shin Black's good too. Yeah. And the other choices. Again, I think their noodle is fantastic. Obviously, don't overcook it, but like it's thick. It has almost a chew for instant ramen, and then the flavor packet is nice and like deep
Yeah.
umami. which
Yeah,
is-
also like for me, an instant ramen, for how often I have it, I haven't gotten tired of it, which is also another thing, right?
Yeah.
It's like I've had it for like
You have the same brand every time, like
not always the same brand,
Okay.
but like you know, it's the same sort of profile, right? It's like oh hey,
Yeah.
you put like hot water in,
Yeah.
in the bowl, and you just,
There's a lot of room too for additions.
oh for sure. You
Yeah.
can, it's about as creative as you want.
yeah, drop an egg in it.
Sure.
Always.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, also, do you like do the egg separately, or do you do the egg with all the rest of the
With the broth.
Oh, with the broth. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like right as you pour it in a bowl while it's still steaming, then you drop it in.
Oh, okay.
It's already enough heat. It's gonna cook.
Yeah, that's true.
If you put it in the pot, it's gonna hard boil almost.
That's true. Yeah. Usually I don't. So like sometimes for Shin Ramen specifically, they have that like the dry vegetable stuff.
Yeah.
It gets caught up with all the white, and then I don't like
Yeah,
it, so I
I
do
feel
it
it.
separately actually. So
I
then
feel
put
it.
it back into it.
Sometimes I just leave that part out. I'll just get some scallion, some tofu.
Yeah. See, now you're spicing it up. Yeah. Again, like it's a basis, right? It's like a blank canvas. Do whatever you want with
Exactly.
it. Add sausages. Add eggs. Add
I guess I would upgrade it to an inhale it.
I guess what
Because we're both kind of thinking the slurp, but
Yeah, like I mean, we'll move things around as we go down. So.
you want to inject it like
yeah, so
bleach.
I think it probably goes to inhale for sure because that was going to be a high slurp for me anyway. So I think that would be a good choice.
All right, what's next?
Glass noodles. So japchae enjoyers out there, any glass noodle fanatic with soups, even very nice. So let's say if you have like a red braised meat. Sometimes you have the glass noodle just underneath, soak up all the meat juice, and then sometimes end up being like better than the meat itself. It's like, ooh, that's nice. That's nice. Yeah. What's personally, it's not really a standalone type of noodle for itself. It's like usually accompanying something.
I usually
else.
think of it more like a snack or like a
Okay.
like during like Korean barbecue
Yeah.
or like
Yeah.
or like in a salad.
Right. Yeah.
Like a
Japchae. I mean,
noodle
it's like a side dish. It's like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'll nib on it a little bit. It's not like I'm gonna have some glass noodle tonight. I'm gonna eat nothing but glass noodle.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the sort of like the texture wise of glass noodles actually more than like I don't know, like traditional like whole like rice noodles.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know. I think there's something to it that's like it feels lighter, I guess.
Yeah, I think relatively speaking, it might be a little less caloric dense for sure
Yeah.
than like just a carb, white noodles.
Like, it doesn't put you into a food color, right?
It's true.
after.
That's true. That's true. And then you can stuff it with like spring rolls and stuff, which is
Yeah.
nice. It kind of like bulks up the entire like dish.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but for sure, like glass noodles, like as a standalone thing, probably isn't that high up there.
Yeah.
But as like an additive to like a lot of foods, I like it a lot.
Yeah, it's a nice like oomph that gives. It's like oh, that's nice. No one's gonna be like, oh man, they put glass noodles in my dish. I fucking hate this.
Yeah.
So what are we thinking?
I'm about meh-ish for me. I don't know for you guys.
Kind of in a slurp kind of.
Yeah, I'll put in a slurp.
Slurp, right? Sounds like slurp. Takes it. So we'll
Yeah.
put in slurp.
Okay.
Got our first slurp noodles. All right, hand uphold. All right, we might have some debates for this one. So
Hold on, I'll try this. Hot take, okay? I think hand-pulled noodles are very meh. I was gonna say it like.
defend yourself. I know. We'll comment.
Okay. Hold on. Like, I just don't hand-pulled noodles. Like, I get like you put like the chili sauce on top. It's great, but also like because of like how thick they are, it doesn't absorb the flavors of the sauces as much as other noodles do.
Okay.
And also, I don't know, it's harder to eat because the noodles are so much thicker, right? So like, it's hard to like, just like eat.
Sounds like a skill issue.
It might be. Especially he's Chinese. I don't know. I might have to revoke your card over here.
I'm just saying, like, hot take, I think it's very meh. What's your opinion?
Okay. So I'll let Alex go first.
I've only had a couple experiences with it.
Okay.
I think it was in more like a soup.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it depends. There's a few variants, but most of the important part is like someone stretch it right.
It's definitely more robust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's fresh made dough, right? For at least, so this is definitely very Chinese type noodle,
Yeah.
coming from like Shanxi province. So it's a northern Chinese delicacy. That entire state or province of China essentially just eats noodle all day. A little bit stereotype, but like it's kind of true too. And then northerners as a whole for China eats a lot of flour-based things, and noodle being definitely the big part of it. And since we're both northerner and you don't like hand-pulled noodles, that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna revoke your card.
All right.
So yeah, a lot of variants. You can have it in soups. You can have it mixed with chili oil and whatever else.
Oh, that sounds really good.
Yeah. So there's different thickness that you can usually get. You guys the hand pulling.
I think the kind I had were kind of similar thickness to like German egg noodles.
Okay. Yeah. So again, there's it's kind of up to you. So some people like the super thick one. So it's called actually a belt noodle. So it's literally the thickness of a belt. And then that's every noodle is that thick. And then because of how wide it is, and since it's like freshly pulled, it has all the divots from when you have hand pulled noodles. It like actually catches most of the thing that you mix it with, and it's delicious in that way. And some folks, again, like you said, it's difficult to eat because you can have like one noodle in your mouth and it's like half your mouth full. Some people do a little bit thinner. It depends. It's just a variance wise. In my opinion, one of the better noodles. Is it the best? Possibly. Personally, it's just like it's hard to get really authentic ones outside of that province of China. They exist certainly, but it's just I feel like it's not as good as presented in there, and then it's a shame that we don't have it that well outside of it. And if it is, like if it's literally as common as ramen is, like everywhere in the world, for sure it'll be one of the top noodles for me.
Okay. Well, then we have a pretty large.
Yeah,
large
we
disagreement here.
got to fight about this. All right, so
So you clearly wanted to inject it.
I could eat that probably every other day if I have the access to how like the best form of what it is. Just because like that to me is the quintessential noodle dish. It has nothing else. It's just noodle. It's an entire bowl of noodle with some like sauce on it, and then you mix it and it's good enough. And the topping obviously is very important, but like again, it's embellishing the noodle rather than like it's a soup with meat in it and all that other stuff, and then here's some noodles. So like that's like a strong core character for a noodle. It's like that is a noodle dish, and I do like that.
Yeah.
So to gauge
I
it,
can see that.
we need to kind of know where you're at, Kevin.
No, like I don't really have a strong opinion on hand pulled noodles to be honest. Like I've always, at least the ones that I've had in the U.S., I've always found them to be more of like a show than more.
That's
like,
true.
Actually, like good noodles, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
You're paying for the show of
The
somebody
experience,
like pull up on the noodles,
Yeah, there are some out there that are still pretty good. Again, I think it's still rare because it's such a like. If you're not Chinese, if you haven't gone there to train in that, you're not gonna be very, very good at it. It's just that's how gatekeeping that is, unfortunately.
I feel. But no, like I definitely trust your opinion. Like we can definitely put it in the injected tier.
I'm willing to go one rung lower to equalize things.
That sounds about right.
Okay, that's fine. But yes, we if we go to China, we will go and we will eat noodles until we like pass out.
I'm down. That sounds fun, actually.
Let's see if I can pronounce this one. Hui Tiao. Was that racist enough for you?
So I think that's more Thai or Vietnamese. I don't actually know much about this one, so I don't know where did you find this? Is this like a Pasiu type of thing? Because that's what the picture reminds me of.
Yeah, no, this list is, I just looked up a list and found this one.
Oh, it's Malaysian.
Oh, dang. We are now representing the Malaysian population. I'm sorry, I'm not from Southern Asia.
I'm sorry, I only buy your pirated anime DVDs. So it's a stir-fried rice noodle that is typically a maritime Southeastern Asian. But it says it has a Chinese origin.
Yeah.
Well, so Malaysia definitely has. Again, I think a lot of Southern Asia has a lot of roots back into the southern part of China. A lot of the like Fujian province, all those surrounding provinces have a lot of fishing as their primary industry, and then because they're fishing, 300 days of the year, the island seas, and sometimes they have like trading routes with the islands out that way. And I think a lot of the influence does originate from China, specifically those part of the taste, like the sautés, the soy sauce, like stir fries.
So it's a flatter noodle.
Yeah.
And it's typically cooked or stir fried with a dark soy sauce, garlic, chili paste, prawns, shelled blood cockles, whatever the fuck those are.
Yeah.
And chives, and maybe sausages.
Yeah, to me it looks like hefen. So I don't know if that is an any Malaysian audience that we do have. Thank you for tuning in. Please correct me because I do not. This is not within my realm of expertise. But it does look like hefen, and so and I guess that direct translates to like river noodles, right? So
often sold by fishermen. So
yeah, definitely.
I have had this before, and I do think it's pretty good. It's pretty much essentially just like soy sauce stir-fried noodles.
Yep,
with,
yeah,
like,
for sure.
Other sauce. Like it's hard to go wrong with that.
Yeah, and again, so any of those dishes is really requiring of the chef's knowledge of fire. Essentially, is you're eating the huake is I guess the Southern Chinese of saying it. The Maillard reaction that happens with when you have a flaming hot wok at 2,000 degrees and the caramelized sugar from the soy sauce and then the glass noodles or rice noodles, and then you have to stir fry that thing in 30 seconds. It comes out and it's ready. And if there's more, it'll disappear. It'll disintegrate into nothing.
Right.
And so a skilled chef with a wok for sure can have amazing noodles. And obviously ingredients is based on what you want, shrimp or whatever cockle, your preference.
Yeah, I think the thing that's hard about this one is that like it's not like really like a unique type of noodle per se, right? It's a way of it's like the whole preparation, right? It's like, it's a soy sauce flavored noodle with a bunch of toppings on it, right?
Yep.
It's good though. I would actually put it inside at least the slurp tier for me at least, but it's pretty like I'm just a huge fan of stir fried noodles in the first place. So
yeah, I think there's a lot of variety, and this is one of the variety of the many kinds of this types of stir fried noodle, right? So I think
and at least from what I can gather from the description, it's a pretty fatty dish.
Yep,
so
lots of oil.
It might be hard to inhale a lot of it.
Yeah, it kind of like sticks.
It'll add up.
Yeah, it because it's like thick and it gets soft. The noodle gets soft, right? It like sticks to the top of your mouth, and it's like. But it's
slurp
nice.
sounds about right.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. And it should be for our audience out there, something like what is English? 干炒牛河?
I have no idea.
Well, I mean, your Cantonese, or Chinese restaurant probably have some kind of noodle dish that's very similar. So if you would like to try something, maybe not exactly what this is, but similar, definitely can get it around your local Chinese joints. Shout out to our Chinese joints.
Okay, next one.
What do I do?
You should know this one.
Ramen. So we're going to do the ramen version instead of the Chinese version because that has more, I think, international notoriety. Even though I don't want to claim this, but yes, ramen did come from China. So lamian is the correct pronunciation. I don't want to piss off the fans, so I like ramen too.
Oh, so we're gonna make ramen ramen?
Yes.
Okay.
Because they're the same thing.
Yeah, 'cause- 'cause,
essentially.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah, because also like ramen technically is like by definition hand pulled noodles, right?
Yes, but it's a specific type of thin noodles with
Yeah,
broth, and it all has to be
yeah,
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think those instant noodles are hand pulled.
Well, pulled by machine arm. So. But yes, any Lanzhou people, please don't come after me. I'm not saying your noodle is worse than ramen. I'm just saying, internationally speaking, ramen is a wider known subject than Lanzhou ramen. Thank you very much. PSA over.
All right.
Yeah, so ramen. I think everyone has at least 10 bowls of ramen in them in their lifetime. I would hope.
10. Shit, those are low numbers.
Hey,
You gotta pump those up.
I just want to go with the absolute bare minimum. I know for sure you guys had.
We are an anime podcast, so
Yeah, you better have ramen before.
yeah.
I'll let you guys go first, for sure.
Okay, hot take, right? Ramen gets worse the more you eat it. As in, like, the first time you eat it, it's so flavorful, it's great. But over time, I think if you eat it enough, because I've eaten it a lot over the years, like, I think the flavor profile kind of just got old for me over time.
Okay.
And so I would actually put it in kind of like either like this high meh or low slurp tier for me, to be honest.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Here's an interesting question. Do you finish the broth? Some people do, some don't.
I do not. It's too much for me. It's too oily. It's too,
Salty.
yeah.
Usually, no. I will make exceptions if the broth is lighter, because I feel like a tonkatsu with that much salt and that much fat, I'll drink some for sure.
Yeah.
Probably half a bowl, but I don't think I'll finish every time.
What if it's curry ramen?
Ooh, I feel like that's even thicker for me.
Yeah.
So no, that's less.
Yeah,
I like, it's like shoyu,
Or
shio.
shio, yeah.
I think I'll be more inclined to finishing than the tonkatsu and the.
What if you had some rice
Curry.
on the side?
Also, that's different. So if you're mixing rice, that's a separate dish now.
Yeah.
Because that I will finish every time.
Because like the place I like to go to that you don't seem to like very much, the standard ramen bowl's not humongous, but it's not tiny. So there's enough room you can get a thing of egg rice.
Yeah.
So I'll get that, and usually once you're down to the bottom,
Right.
use the rice and soak it up.
Yeah, that works perfectly. For me, I think I usually get extra noodles. And then so with 2 rounds of noodle through, usually has like a very bottom, and then they eat. So the bottom of
So then it's just like a mouthful.
it's like crumbs. I don't like the crumbs. That's why I don't finish. Like it's just like it's not like the parts that like broke off when you're boiling the bones. It's like kind of like the.
I don't really get particulates like that.
Okay. I feel like most of ramen I get to the bottom it has some of that. So.
Like broken bones.
Well, no, not actual broken bone, but there's like bits and pieces of like it might be some kind of seasoning or spices that like floated to the bottom of the bowl as you're eating it. I just don't completely finish. That's all.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alex, where would you rate ramen?
I'd put it in slurp.
Okay.
Okay. What don't you like about ramen?
No, I like it. It's just it's not like it's pretty standardized. It's like fast food joints.
Okay. Yeah. There's a lot of variants for
And
sure.
I'm sure it's very different over there
Yeah. Oh yeah.
than
Yeah,
here.
for sure.
But at least ramen here, it's fast food.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fast food there, but different quality.
I think I can vouch for that. Yeah. I do really like ramen though, because the same love I have for hand pulled noodles is the same love I have for ramen, because they're like the extension from the same origin. And not to reiterate my magical story with one particular ramen joint, but I do agree. I think in the U.S. the ramen's a little bit formal than what I think is presented in Japan. It's literally just bowl ramen. You go there, you press a machine, and then you get a bowl and you eat it, and you leave within 10 minutes. That you're done. Like there's no fancy shenanigans. It just you're here for a bowl ramen, and then now we sit down. Okay, LA is probably not the best choice, but sit down and get a $25 bowl ramen. And no, please, no, I don't want this.
Here's another question: do you get the same thing every time? You're always getting tonkatsu, or do you try to vary it up? And even then, it still got old.
Yeah, no, like I vary it up. Like I definitely get shoyu, shio on occasion. Even like I'm actually not a huge fan of tonkatsu in general. I think it's like
okay.
there's
Oily?
too much like flavor to it. Like in the sense that it's
Man,
like
too much flavor.
like it's like too
Too rich.
Yeah,
right?
it's too rich. It's
Yeah.
too strong, right?
okay.
Like I actually really prefer like when I have noodles, like more of like a smooth taste to it.
Okay. So something a little more mellow, has an aftertaste. It's like,
Exactly,
it's
exactly.
I definitely like a nice like sesame miso kind of.
okay. Sesame miso. I love tonkatsu all the way through. Okay, let me rephrase. I love the tonkatsu that are made right. Like you're boiling pork bones, you're boiling chicken feet for 12 hours every day,
Right.
and then the broth is not milky because you added stuff to it. The broth is milky because you boiled it for so long, all the cartilage came out. And for that, I think for sure, I am a fan. I put that as one of my top foods all time. So like I inject those ramen into my vein. Absolutely.
Now the real question for you: Daigokyo or Shinsengumi?
Shinzangumi.
Shinsengumi, okay.
Only one. All the rest of them suck. I'm sorry, Shinzangumi, but your Swatel one is magical. Magic.
All right, fair
We
enough.
might talk about it in a future podcast, but not today.
I suppose
We
that
don't have enough
that in the inhale it section.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's go.
Yeah, there's a couple noodles on here that don't have names on them, so I'm not gonna even guess what they are.
I think that's just kind of a fried noodle of some kind.
They both look like fried noodles to me.
All right, so we'll do
just-
yakisoba for one, and then like Chinese fried noodle for the other.
Okay.
Whichever one you guys want to do first.
All right, let's do yakisoba then.
Yakisoba, let's go.
Alex, you start this time. You haven't started one yet.
So, I actually really like just regular soba noodles that aren't stir fried more than yakisoba.
Okay.
I don't know if it's like the extra flavors or like a really hot day. I like a nice cold soba noodle,
Soba noodle.
with the dipping sauce.
Okay.
Just a little bit of wasabi, some fresh scallion on top. That's just the way I like it. I don't know if it's just too much or there's just other things I'd rather have at most festivals, as that's where it's usually at.
Yeah. Or late night, I guess. Yeah, I feel like the yakisoba late night culture hasn't really like broken through in the West yet.
Yeah.
It's like 11 o'clock at night, it's dark, and then you're on a street, some guys like start frying noodles, just and then it's like, hey, you want to order? It's like, here.
That might be different over there.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I will say like that's something that like is kind of surprising to me about LA is that, like we have like a lot of like sort of like Hispanic like street food vendors like
Yeah.
like taco stands.
Yep,
or,
everywhere.
like other type of stands, but like especially for Asian style like street vendors, there hasn't been a
Yeah,
lot.
other than like 626, you don't really see any of them out there.
Yeah, and that's not really a street vendor.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, you just can't go down, Sunset, and it's just like, hey, I'm gonna get some whatever.
Exactly right. It's
Not,
like,
definitely not Chinese for sure.
yeah, it's
or
like hey,
Asian.
here's a lamb skewer. It's like you
Yeah,
can't get that.
no. It's kind of sad. I want
Yeah,
that.
yeah, I do. I really want that. But yeah, at least for yakisoba, I'd say like I'm not a huge fan of yakisoba by itself, but when it's on okonomiyaki, I think it's very delicious.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the lettuce and the pancakes help,
Yes.
huh?
That was cabbage.
Oh yes, it is cabbage.
Yes.
That was green.
Yes, but
Vegetables.
Cabbage has a lot more nutritional value than lettuce does.
Yeah, it tastes better too.
That too,
Yeah.
especially fried.
Yeah.
Have you had
for sure.
fried lettuce?
I've had grilled lettuce before.
Yeah.
grilled lettuce is good though.
Yeah, grilled romaine, right?
Yeah.
It's okay. I wouldn't get every time.
Grilled crunchy water.
Well, iceberg it would be. That would be actually grilled crunchy water. But I think romaine has a little more flavor.
All right, well, let's not do a lettuce.
Yeah,
tier list now,
maybe
okay?
for next time if you guys really want to.
Yeah.
Hit us up. Yakisoba. So for me, I have the weirdest craving, and the yakisoba just happened to be one of them, and it's very specific. And I can trick my body to say, hey, just have some fried noodles. It's fine. It's all the same. And they're like, no, it's not the same. I want yakisoba. I want yakisoba now. And I don't know. It might be the sauce that's a bit sweeter, so it's different, right? It's a firmer noodle. It's almost like a spaghetti, right? And it's not quite spaghetti. It's like a puffed up, like fluffy spaghetti. And maybe it's the yaki helps. I don't know. I don't know exactly why I crave it at times. It's not a frequent craving. Maybe like I have it like twice a year, but like I would if that happens, I have to have yakisoba, and like if it's not yakisoba, I'm not satisfied.
What about the yakisoba like pan?
So not for me, unfortunately.
Not for me either.
No Japanese schools for you too.
It's cold typically, and it's not
Yeah.
like ready made, right?
Or-
So it's been sitting there in the fridge for
I mean, you can microwave it. But
yeah, but then the
Probably-
bun's hot now too, and it's like squishy, and it's like
I feel.
and then it's like it's carb on carbs with no meat, and it's like I know the yakisoba sauce is good, but like it's not good enough to eat
mean-
entire bread with.
I mean,
so.
we put spaghetti on sandwiches now, so
Yeah, well, we have this is a free country,
nice.
unfortunately.
Unfortunately,
Okay, so what's your other side? What's your other
I'd put it in the Mad, but I don't know what y'all.
I put man too, to be honest.
I think I'm okay with slurp. So
Okay.
it seems like
Mad.
Meds have it.
So
Meh.
top meh.
Top man.
You know, this other one kind of looks like teppanyaki to me, like Mongolian or
The meat pork?
no,
Oh, the one on top. This one.
the one with no name. Yeah, that. Actually, the other one.
This one.
Yeah,
Oh. Yeah, I think I was just gonna say it's a fried noodles, right?
yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the Mongolian one. I mean, that's about the same.
I'd
noodle.
say Mongolian's like slightly better for me
Okay.
than yakisoba.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's an egg noodle, right? So it's a little bit firmer, I feel like,
Yeah.
typically. Well, for Mongolian, like you can build your own, right? For
Yeah,
Mongolian barbecue, you can throw whatever you want.
Yeah,
on
you
top
just
of it.
throw everything you like in a bowl, and
Yeah.
they just fry it up right there on
Yeah,
the
it's like-
usually circular.
Yeah, with a big like stick, and
Yeah.
just stir fry.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good. I don't have any qualms about it. The one thing will be, I think it's really interesting seeing them cook that way because it's actually you're Beijing, so like the barbecue, like barbecue meats, you use that.
Oh.
I think it's the same place. Chizikaro.
Oh,
It's the exact same thing.
okay.
But yeah, it's a pretty ancient. Well, maybe it's Mongolian. Maybe it's like I don't know exactly where the origin from, but it's definitely seen it
Oh,
around.
Okay. Cool. All right. Yeah, like I don't have too much of an opinion on this one, to be honest. Like to me, like this is like peak meh for me. It's like it's like I'll have it if it's in front of me, but
Yep.
otherwise I'll never go out my way to even come to this.
Yeah, I think I would agree. It's like I like it. It's perfectly good, and then I have no issue eating it. And
So the top spot meh has been taken again.
fight. Well, Alex, you're the decider which one you want to put on top of each other.
Yeah, we can leave it in meh.
Okay.
I've had plenty of meh Mongolian teppanyaki in the mall.
for sure.
They're always in malls for some reason.
Yeah, and I
Either
feel like
malls or buffets.
they're definitely not ran by Mongolians. So.
Yeah, definitely not.
Ones here are all Mexican folks working them
uh,
damn stations. So
Meepak.
I've never had meatpok. I feel like I've seen that type of noodle for sure. It's actually an instant noodle. I've seen it. It was like a dry noodle and it's not fried, and it's like specifically saying, "Hey, we're not fried." And then
It's Chinese. You never had a Chinese.
I've actually never had. Again, there's so much noodles in China. I mean, like I've never had a lot of them.
Very thick, very wide.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had this one specifically either. Actually.
From Shaoshan in origin. That's what it says. CHAOSHAN.
Chaoshan.
I'm pretty sure I pronounced it right.
I don't know where that is. One of the mountains. I'm sure. But yeah, it seems like not many of us know much about it.
Significant to the Malaysian and Singapore and Taiwanese.
But
Yeah.
just from the looks of pictures, at least, it seems like it's more like a sauce-based type of dish.
It says here they usually come with either like a mincemeat mushroom or fish balls.
Yeah, so that sounds like a
Do we want to skip this one just because none of us, I think.
probably. I don't think we have any authority to say what
Yeah.
ranked it is. But from the looks of it, like lurafan, but inside with noodles.
Yeah.
So it kind of looks like that. So
I just throw it in the meh,
yeah, well, no, I just leave it there.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
fine.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
fine.
yeah.
I think we're
Yeah,
okay
just
with
leave it
leaving it
out.
out.
leave it out,
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, just leave it out.
put it at the end.
Mee Sian. So rice noodles, mostly coming from Yunnan province, typically. Guoqiao mixian, the different type of rice noodles, and typically has broth. The noodles a lot more, I think, lighter than a regular noodle. It kind of almost disintegrates when you bite it because it's not like a chew. Certain, it's not that kind of texture at all.
Right.
And a lot more determined on the broth itself and the toppings that you have with it. Typically a pretty light dish. They produce a lot more rice, so therefore they're going to use a lot more rice in their cuisines. And then this is like the noodle version of that rice.
So almost like the ultimate slurp.
Yeah, okay. I can see that.
Yeah, like I'm a huge fan of it just because like in general, right? Like I'm a huge fan of like just like very light space.
Yeah,
noodle
yeah,
dishes
for
that's
sure,
like
for sure.
very emphasize the broth. 'Cause, like,
Right.
personal opinion, I think a noodle dish is really defined by the broth. Unless it's like a sort of like a dry thing, which is stir fry. But like aside from that, if there's a broth, the noodle dish is really defined by the broth for me.
Okay. Sounds good.
We can tell by our builds who likes light and who likes heavy. Heavier noodles.
Well, I guess when we have pictures and videos, you guys can find out.
if we ever.
If support us, please. So we got a camera.
Maybe some better chairs that don't.
Well, it's fine.
Like and subscribe.
We'll make it do. He said it. Oh no, he said it. Somebody clip that, please. Chat, please.
Promise we'd never say that.
Yeah, for me, it's a little meh just because I think I'm more going after the bigger flavors. Tonkatsu and then the jjajangmyeons or whatnot. It's very nice. It's light. And then for Yunnan specific, they actually eat it really spicy. But their spicy is more like a sour spicy. So that part of China is much closer to like the Vietnam side of things, and so like vinegar or fermented things are a basis for a lot more dishes, and then so a lot of that kind of spicy peeks through, like a fermented pepper that turns into a sauce that get poured on. And some of them are delicious for sure. It just not quite the flavor profile I'm most looking after, but they're still delicious for sure.
Yeah.
Out of curiosity, what's your opinion on chicken noodle soup? Because to me, like I feel like that has the same profile
Tangent 1.
as chicken noodle soup, right? Like it's like that very soft, like very smooth texture. Whereas like like we drink it tonkatsu, like it's like going down.
Oh yeah. You drinking that tonkatsu? Yeah. So chicken, like the American version of chicken noodle soup,
exactly.
right? So I don't want to say this, but like usually American style chicken noodle soup, like the noodle is disintegrated.
We're talking like
fair.
Campbell's or like
That's what I'm imagining.
Like homemade?
Well,
or-
homemade is a lot better, but then you can control it. That's too much variance. I
like
feel
we always put German egg noodles in ours.
Okay. And do you like cook it for a long time and it turns like basically to mush?
Not quite much.
Okay, so that's better.
Yeah.
I feel like can once every one of those is just mush and
Of course.
like
Yeah, no,
it's
not that
not
far.
okay.
Well, yeah, because like that's kind of how you need to prepare. Like you just like dump it into a pot and just like let it
Yeah.
sit.
Yeah.
I feel like the egg noodles soak up more of the flavor.
I think for sure. But again, only time I will like actually pick that over anything else is just I'm sick. I need some chicken soup in me.
Fair enough.
Or there's
Add
not
that-
a lot of choices.
Yeah, that too. But usually it's not like I'm here for the flavor. It's for the
yeah.
medicinal property of whatever chicken noodle
That's
soup,
fair.
soup brings.
That's fair. That's fair. I only mention because like that's like why I like miso so much. Is like it gives me like that sort of like comfort food vibe,
Yeah,
where like I just
yeah.
like feel like super comfy.
Yeah, it's nice. It's smooth, right?
Yeah.
And,
Some people put ginger in their chicken noodle.
Yeah, so it depends on which style. Typically, I guess American chicken noodle soup follows like the Western European type
Yeah.
mirepoix, and then you put the chicken and then whatever other stock things that you want to do, versus like a Chinese or Asian style, whereas ginseng has like ginger, has scallions, and it's a different flavor profile. But both are very good.
Anyway, miso. I would put it. Are we saying we're gonna put it into the meh tier slurp? Which one?
No, it's up to you first.
I personally would put it into the slurp, but up to y'all.
Yeah, I'm more meh. So
Yeah. I guess another top meh.
oh, well, that's a lot of top mess.
They just keep topping themselves.
Yes. Yeah, I think I still haven't had the most authentic yet. If I do ever go to Yunnan, I will for sure have many of those and enjoy a nice bowl of mixian with the local folks. Pet some cows. All right.
You know this one?
Miswa?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had this actually.
It's basically vermicelli, but it's wheat.
Oh, wheat vermicelli.
Yeah,
Oh, have you had it?
a couple times.
Really? Okay. I don't think I've
It's
encountered it much.
pretty similar in terms of like, I guess, like feel,
Okay.
like texture in your mouth.
Vermicelli.
It's just the bite that's slightly different.
Interesting. Wheat. That's a.
You can tell that.
Yeah, so it's
We're
a
from-
little denser
Yeah,
for sure.
You can tell we're from the north because this comes from Fujian.
Of course it does. Oh no, that's unfair. Yeah, there's a lot more variety, I think, down south, just because there's a lot more rice, and then rice doesn't really play that nicely when you make it into noodles, so there's a lot more binding that needs to be done.
Yeah.
Versus like, oh, you put flour with water, it works.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. Again, every northern Chinese kid's childhood is filled with a lot of noodles for sure.
Yeah.
Different varieties, mixed, souped, and it's all delicious. And yeah, nothing wrong with any of them. And I love all my noodles equally.
Yeah.
Probably a lie, but yeah.
Yeah, so supposedly these are typically served like for birthdays, plain, with like pork hocks.
Okay, so like a nice
You
broth.
know, like kind of stewed.
Yeah.
But they also have like a darker, more like caramelized from higher heat cooking.
Yeah, so same style of cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah, the wheat is definitely the interesting part because, like, let's be honest, China doesn't really care about whole grains or it's like, oh, I'm gonna need my non-GMO farm to table fresh noodles. And like, no, I get.
I mean, that
What?
does sound
It tastes
though.
good?
That sounds good, though, to be honest.
Like, okay, my childhood for China when I lived there is like you go to like it's not a market even, it's like just like a big I guess almost like a hangar,
Yeah.
and there's empty, and there's just people like with stuff on the ground or on table, and then they just sell whatever. And there's usually a guy in the corner that has like 6 tons of like flour, and he just has like a noodle machine that's just pumping noodles 24/7. And they just go ask him, hey, like, give me a pound of the noodle, and,
Yeah.
then you leave. That's it. So that's my entire experience with noodles.
But I guess, Alex, since you're the only one that's
Yeah,
had
you can
it-
decide his
Yeah.
fate entirely.
Yeah, you
we trust
decide
it.
this one.
Yeah, especially if you compare it to just regular standard rice vermicelli. Meh.
Meh. Okay, meh it is. Well, we finally have a not top meh.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Oh.
We haven't had a really terrible one yet, so I guess it just shows how
I
much
think everyone
Asian we
likes
have on this
noodles, so
podcast.
I think anything that makes it too very terrible will be a really true tragedy. All right, Naengmyeon, it is time for the Koreans.
Yes. And as our
Resident Korean?
resident Korean,
Yes, what would you have to say?
not a lot.
Oh, no, really?
Really?
I don't know. Maybe not to say that I don't like dark things, but
All
at least
racism right there?
at least as a like at least as like a dish. I mean, that kind of comes with our territory of our ethnicity, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Not so much Koreans, but they do sometimes.
Yeah. So I guess the divide would be like monyeomyeon or bibinyamyeon. If there's a preference, I guess we can start there. Bibinyamyeon would be obviously just gochujang with the works on the toppings and mix all together, so it's nice and cold. Whereas monyeomyeon, has broth or bone broth, and then still has the accoutrements.
Yeah, the few times that I've had naengmyeon, usually I've had to season it myself with salt. I think is like
Okay.
how these things usually go. I think, unless I'm misremembering, but yeah, I don't have it that often, so
Okay.
I can't say for sure.
I think it's usually better cold at least with these type of noodles.
Yeah, no, I think naengmyeon is basically almost 100% served cold.
Yeah.
Most
I mean,
of the time with
sometimes
ice
it's served in a broth, but
The broth is cold too.
Yeah.
They got ice cube in that thing. Yeah, so I guess from where I came from, China, it's pretty close to Korea, and then so we have a lot more influence from the naengmyeon side. And it's one of the few noodle dishes that is exclusively cold, right? I think most of the noodle dishes would come in either has broth or at least cooked cooked warm and then mixed with maybe some cold ingredients. It's not like exclusively cold.
Right.
And then the buckwheat noodle, I think, has a very different texture than your regular flour. It's like almost chewy, right? I remember like when I was a kid, like I loved because it's like sour and sweet. The Chinese version is. I know the Korean one is not, but because it's sour and sweet, it's like, oh, I want some after a Korean barbecue almost every time. And then you slurp it, and then like it gets stuck, and I can't like bite through it because
it's almost gummy.
It's kind of because it's like almost rubbery type of texture. And then like you can't even bite through it, and it kind of like chokes.
I mean, I just like noodles that I can bite through.
Yeah. I mean, there's one of the few noodles that come with scissors that you're expected to use to cut it out first, right? So, but I think as I've grown older, I appreciate the Korean version better, like the non-sweet ones. It's just like a nice bone broth, and then with some gochujang on top, and you can mix it around, and it's nice. Maybe not the absolute best ever for me, but it's up there for sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how well you can slurp these.
I mean, if you want to slurp, you can definitely slurp it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so thankfully in LA we have a really good Korean town, right? So K-Town's right there, and that they have some very nice ramyuns. And if you guys are interested, absolutely can go.
Let's go.
Let's show you for sure.
It'll make your commute a little shorter.
Commute?
Yeah.
How is that?
Going over there.
Oh yeah, it will be closer to me.
Certain other person.
Yes.
Eat over there instead of over here.
Yes. But yeah, perfectly love ramyuns. I would say inhale for me, but again, I have some childhood bias strapped with that thing. So
yeah, I'm more of the meh. You?
I would go for the meh. Like I never like actually like actively seek it out, to be honest.
Okay.
Like
So like bottom slurp.
yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it just there's like maybe like 3 different type of noodle dish that's cold, and then when it's 106 in LA, you on noodles, you're not getting any ramen. That's way too hot. So
I'm getting a certain other noodle.
I know, but like this is my choice versus the other.
We're not quite there yet.
Yeah. We'll get there for sure. All right, wonton noodle soup. Some particular pancake's not here to yap about this one, but I guess
like 4 or against?
4, very much 4.
Okay, so hot take: wonton noodle soup. Like the noodles don't matter, right? It's all about the wontons in wonton noodle soup, right?
I mean, come on.
like I'm just saying, right?
It's a different type of noodles. That's true, actually, because it's a like a very dehydrated egg noodle, right? So it's super firm, and it has to be like pressed really, really hard to have that texture. It's like
I assume it's the same with war wonton.
War wonton.
War wonton soup.
What's war wonton soup?
WOR. It's like almost like meatballs.
Oh, okay. I thought is that a different type of wonton, maybe. Again, so my understanding is mostly the Cantonese version, right? So the Hong Kong, obviously the big mecca for wonton soups. I mean, same thing. But yeah, they have
sometimes they're balls of like meat. Sometimes they're dumplings like these.
Yeah, typically is the dumplings. Mostly meat with shrimp. Ideally, you can like actually have a whole shrimp that you can taste. So you bite it. Oh, there's shrimp.
Like head and all.
No, like a full shrimp, not like chopped up.
Okay.
Or at least maybe like 2 chops.
At least deveined.
Oh yeah, deveined for sure. Clear broth, typically made from seafood stock of some kind. Maybe some kombu, and then the egg noodles, and very firm, and so like that thing can be soaked for an hour, and it probably wouldn't like get puffy at all. So,
I'm more indifferent.
Okay.
I'm at least for like soup stuff.
Yeah,
I'm more of an egg drop kind of person.
Okay, that's good. How about you?
I mean, in general, right? Like I'm actually a huge fan of like wontons in general.
Yeah.
Right. So like I actually really like wonton noodle soup. But I could do without the noodles is the thing.
So you just want wontons?
Yeah,
it's actually cheaper to get more wontons, right?
Yeah, like
greedy
like,
bitch.
It's like that's my thing. So like that's why like I'd probably like put in if as a noodle tier list, it would be a meh tier for me. As a like a dish tier itself, I would say okay, it's pretty in like up there for me. But, like,
well, you have to take the entire thing as a whole, right? Like,
do I? Okay. If I take it as entirely as a whole, I'd probably put it and inhale it.
Ooh.
But again, the noodles are not this is not a noodle
Okay.
dish
Okay.
to me.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm more leaning meh, but as I'm representing the pancakes too, I know that will be a little higher. So I will call it slurp.
Yeah, let's just go on something.
I sense some bias, but
Yes. I feel like there will be anger if I don't. But it's there's some very good wonton soup places, and if you're a fan, we'll take you there.
All right, moving on.
Rice nudes.
Mm-hmm.
Rice nudes.
How's this different from all the other rice noodles?
Well, pho is now included.
Okay, so are we just gonna say this is fun then?
I mean, no, but yes.
Okay.
I honestly don't really like pho
Oh,
that much.
really?
I don't know if it's the grease factor or
Okay.
at least for like more Vietnamese food, I like more towards like the gruel side,
Okay.
more like the porridges or
Okay.
Oh, I can't remember what it was called, but there's like not a lot of places around that have it. That one of the other server people showed us, and I got to try some. It was really interesting. It's some kind of noodle like pancake thing that's been fried and then it's soaked in like a soup.
Oh, noodle
It's
pancake.
really rich.
Interesting. Okay.
I'll have to look up the
I don't think
name.
I've had it yet, but that sounds
But
interesting.
it's like really specific to a very specific part of Vietnam, so it's not very common here.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, we're generalizing pho now, right? Obviously, there's a lot of variance in pho itself and the type of rice. I mean, obviously, Vietnam is king for recognized rice noodle dishes, and for all of them, I think obviously pho being the most notorious by far. I do like it for sure. I think the broth is delicious, and my bias is, we're kind of close to Westminster, so we get really, really good Vietnamese food. And then, and they open till like 4:00 in the morning, and you get that soup. Oh,
But I also really like their egg rolls too.
okay.
Yeah, their egg rolls are good.
With the rice paper, so
Yeah, for sure.
there's just a lot of variety there. So
Yeah. I think as a whole, the pho noodle itself, I don't feel much about. I think the broth and the meats.
that's the bigger portion of the
It's just
equation.
like, it's there. I tasted it, and the texture is okay. But like, I think I'm enamored by the broth so much that
it's more of a base than a star.
I feel like that way.
I see. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, like as someone that like loves like sort of like those light noodles, like you'd think that I would like pho, but like I will have it if it's in front of me. The thing for me in pho is like I feel like pho would be perfect for me if they add like MSU or salt to it, right? It doesn't have like that.
It's
like,
not salty enough, huh?
Yeah, it's not
Really?
salty enough.
Okay.
It doesn't have like that kick to it, right? It's like it's almost like too smooth for my taste, Like, yeah. So to be honest, I personally would put it in the meh, like high meh tier.
I
for
hope
me.
you don't have high blood pressure.
Well,
We actually have somebody in the group that wants to like start like practicing taking blood pressure. So
yeah.
do you want to know though?
I think I can be a little higher. I do like pho as a whole, and some of the other Vietnamese noodle dishes that I probably can't name, but I've had. It's delicious. So, and they're all mostly rice noodle esque things. I'd probably go as far as slurp for this one.
Yeah, slurp sounds about right. Bottom of that. Now the next one.
I think you have more to talk about than me for sure.
Really?
I feel like.
Yeah.
Other than I love the shit out of it.
Yeah, I think that's enough.
It's one of those. Like, if I want a light noodle, this is my go-to.
Okay.
Like,
Chili
there's
is
not a
it?
lot. There's not a lot typically in it. It's typically just the noodles with some. I like the way they cut the vegetables for it.
Okay.
For our listeners, we're talking about rice vermicelli right now.
Oh yeah. My bad.
Good catch.
I don't know. I like the variety of how it's not just the same way that almost any other vegetables cut up.
Okay. Interesting.
It's like lightly braised vegetables.
Yeah.
Not very heavy.
Yeah. Super light for sure.
Yeah. It's a very good side dish. I mean, it's rice, so yeah.
Basically. Yeah, I guess for me, I'm like completely opposite with Kevin, right? So I want flavor. I want depth. I want umami. And I feel like usually rice vermicelli just don't have that as much. I mean, there's some sour, spicy ones out there for sure.
But typically, like I'll have it with like something like sitting on top of it.
Yeah.
It's not like just by itself.
Right. I'm saying like I'm feeling like the broth with some like sauce on top, that kind of rice vermicelli dish, like southwestern Chinese, Asian dishes. To me, I'm more meh. It's just like there's not enough body. I feel for my feeling. I either want the sauce to punch me in the face, or I want the broth to punch me in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the kind I would inhale.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Like for me, like this is probably like it depends, right? Like the rice vermicelli as a noodle, it's a kind of like as you said, kind of like meh. Like it's really all about the broth. That's like makes it or breaks it, to be honest. And like
If it's even in a broth, sometimes
Yeah,
it's
sometimes
just,
not.
Sometimes
Actually,
just by itself with
I
some
actually
vegetables.
really do not like it without a broth.
Oh, so you don't like bone noodles? Well, no, you do like bone noodles. You don't like the
I like bone
mixed bone
noodles.
noodle thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like I think.
What are you gonna say to
Well-
your Thai fans, huh?
Okay, if there's a good sauce, I'll take it. But like, I think like what you're talking about is like sort of just like having like the fish sauce on top. I think that's too light for me.
Okay.
For a vermicelli, but I'd say like if it's paired with a good broth or sauce, I'd put it in the high slurp, low inhale.
I usually just pour some sriracha on top.
Okay, that works too. Yeah, me probably meh, unfortunately.
I guess we put it in
To my Thai fans, I'm sorry.
I put it at a high slurp.
Alright.
Sounds good. We are a
This
democracy.
This next one, don't believe I've ever had.
I don't have it.
Shiraki. So that's the like no calorie. It comes from like a root or something. It's like it's basically glass noodles, but it's even more fragile and it's kind of a little murky. The main draw for that thing is because it's like the magical noodles. Like it has no calories. You can eat an infinite amount of it.
97% water.
Yep. There's nothing in there. That's why it has no calories.
Have you had it?
I have.
Is it good?
No. But it has no calories.
Okay, where would you rank it on our tier list then?
Meh, if not lower. But it has no calories.
Okay, how much does that factor into your top?
It's a lot because I can eat however much I want and it has no calories. So it's like a diet food, and you replace, like, let's say if you love noodles a lot, and then hey, I want to cut out some carbs. I want to cut out some calories. So, substitute. Does it substitute? In my opinion, absolutely not. My mom says yes. I don't believe her because she's wrong. Can you? Yes. Is it gonna be an enjoyable time? No. Would I do it? No. So
It's mixed with lime water.
I have no idea what's mixed with. It tastes like nothing.
That's what it is.
Oh, okay.
It's something called glucomannan flour
Yeah.
with water and a little bit of lime water. I guess it helps it hold its shape.
It's basically if you like imagine a small tube of water that got suspended into a noodle shape and you ate it.
Are these also like those? They also sometimes come like dried, like either like it's like a salad topping or like.
Oh really? I've never seen it dried yet. It usually comes like a little bundle. It's a
Or like
pack.
sometimes like you get your wontons or
Oh, I know what you're talking about. No.
that's a different type.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
different.
Yeah, it's a Japanese thing. I think it started from Japan and then it got across the world more spread out because it has no calories. Like that was the magical bullet for
I
hey,
see.
you want some noodles?
Yeah. But it sounds like you're saying that you can literally inhale it then.
You can inhale it for sure, and it has no calories, so you can keep inhaling it. But for flavor wise, it's a meh for me for sure.
Okay, meh? Okay. Actually, like,
Does it have flavor?
No, it tastes like water. It doesn't even have texture. That's the thing.
Is it?
I feel like
Would it be good for humanity or is it bad for humanity? That's
If they can make it more into noodles, absolutely. Like if it can actually replace noodles at 100% in for no calorie noodles, and also it's pretty expensive too. Like a small bag of it is like $5.
$5.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think this person hates humanity.
I'll say meh, to be honest. Like that's a really low bar. I don't think any of these noodles are.
I don't think they should be. They should be for humanity. Again, it has a purpose, and I think they will get better. It's like the Impossible Me. I believe in their in their principles.
So
Yeah,
leave it at the bottom of meh.
that's fine.
And maybe one day it'll work its way.
Maybe it will. I hope so. You heard me out there. Please work on it. Make it real noodles. Make it delicious. Make it with like I don't know, gluten and stuff.
I feel like that will break the 0 calorie promise.
Whatever.
Oh, yeah. Moving on.
All right, I think we have the person who will vouch for this.
Well,
Soba.
you've already heard a little bit of it.
We did, for sure.
It's the perfect, hot weather. Like it's blazing hot outside. You just want something that's kind of light, still filling, and cools you off at the same time. And that's realistically what it is.
Yeah.
Just not too much to it. You just boil it, put it in some ice right after, pull it out, get some dipping sauce. What type of sauce do you usually have with it, though?
Soy sauce with some extra fancier things.
Yeah.
Depends on it. You could use yuzu, you can do mirin, you can do sesame oil.
Yeah.
Usually like a mirin soy sauce.
Yeah, typically that's the more classic.
Yeah. Sesame's good though.
Yeah.
Sometimes it'll even come with some like just plain sesame seeds just on top.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but that preparation style you can do with any type of noodle, right? Just like
Pretty much.
boil the noodle,
Dipping, yes.
Put it into cold water, and then you have
That
cold
just stops it from cooking.
Yeah.
noodle. Yeah, like would you say like soba is like more defined by like the sort of like the buckwheat noodle?
Yeah.
I would say so. I think
Yeah.
most of them are.
That's what gives
so.
it its color.
Yeah. I think they still make the same style without the buckwheat as an option. I don't think it's as widespread. But I mean, it's expected to be eaten cold. It's one of the other ones that are expected to be eaten cold, right? So
See, this is the one where like if it's the summer, I could inject it.
So for me, hot take, I don't like soba.
Yo, I agree. I 100%.
Oh, you're just waiting for me to say it, huh? Okay.
Yo.
Make sure he's not outnumbered.
I see how it is.
Must be nice.
Like, I actually agree. I think soba is very, very mid.
Yeah, I've tried so many times. It's like there's a really good soba place in like Torrance, and there's a really good soba place in where's the other place called? I forgot what it was. Like I've tried soba here. I tried soba in Japan. I've tried everywhere. Like just none of the times I liked it. It was just I understand why, but like it's not enough for me.
Don't explain the why to me because I never got it.
Because like it's okay, hot summer day, and then you come into like a nice little dimly lighted like almost like bamboo like house, and then you come down, it has a nice little tray, and they give you a little like like tea broth type of cup, and then here's your soba, and you dip it, and it's like you slurp, and it's like, oh, it's so nice. Just I don't get it. It's fine.
Yeah, and my opinion, there's better cold noodle dishes out there.
Yeah, I think so, but then I've expressed that opinion previously, so I have bias here for sure. So.
Yeah, I'm more mad, not quite. Somebody hates humanity.
Oh no! I don't hate it at all. I'm like if I'm just it would be never be my first choice. That's all.
Like, I would never like go out of my way to get soba.
Yeah, but if soba is presented to me,
I wouldn't say no.
I won't say no.
How many food items presented to you would you not eat?
I would like to not answer that question.
I mean, there are like a few things that presented to me that I probably would not eat just because I don't like them that much.
Okay.
Yeah, like for example, like blood tofu. I don't like it.
You like blood pudding? Oh,
Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah, blood pudding it too.
Really?
I don't like mushrooms.
Blood sausage?
I don't really like mushrooms.
No, for origin, like anything to do with blood, I'm just not.
Interesting.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I guess no Sunday for you.
Okay, so where are we putting soba?
Well, there's an injecting and I think 2 meds, right?
Yeah.
So,
I'm willing to put it in a high slurp.
okay, I see what you're saying.
Sure.
I think that's where Nyamyo ended up. Too, right? So.
Yeah, I mean they're effectively the same.
It's the same thing. So we know that I like Nyamyo, you like soba. Where's your cold noodle, huh,
Yeah.
Kevin?
Jajangmyeon.
Ooh, that's not cold, boy.
Yeah, it
It's not-
can
it's
be
not
cold.
completely cold.
It can be cold.
It can be cold.
So, Soman.
I don't think I've had soba before.
I mean, it's just warm noodles.
Yeah, I think it's mostly defined by like how thin it is.
Yeah.
Because it's like really, really thin.
Yeah. It's not. I feel like Japanese cooking is very minimalistic. And in that sense, the soup noodles are equally minimalistic. And for that reason, somen it is noodle. It is one of the noodles of all time. that is my comment on that entire dish. And I'm not saying it's bad, and I know it's quality ingredients.
It's easy to eat a lot of it.
Sure,
but,
absolutely.
But you're more of a flavor kind of person.
Again, definitely for sure. I'm chasing that.
I see.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is, if we do that competition in Japan, you're
Can I put down 100 probably?
okay. All right, I'll hold you to that.
Yeah, we'll see.
I think the record's like 300 or 500.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
We'll have to see. Definitely not Kevin.
So yeah, Somen seems like it's pretty meh for us.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with it, obviously. It's not super exciting either.
Yeah. There's something that like wow.
It's like, whoa, I'm having Somen today. Oh, man, I'm looking forward. Yeah, so maybe we're like our tongues have been trained to have like that crazy flavors that just keep chasing the dragon, and then it's not good.
Last one though, udon.
It's my favorite.
Udon's pretty damn good.
Especially fresh made, hand cut, not from any particular place.
This is the complete opposite of the Naengmyeon soba experience. Like, it's winter, it's fucking cold as shit. It's snowing outside. There's literally fog coming out from your window, and it's like because it's hot inside and then cold outside, and then you're just staring outside, and then you're just like, go for some udon. And then you brace the elements. You go to a little shop. You open the doors. You go inside. And it's like,
Would you prefer udon to ramen?
Yes, in a heartbeat.
really? No, I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
It has to be a specific environment. I think. I do like udon. Oh, wow.
There's so much good cold udon, so much good hot udon,
Yes, curry udon.
spicy udon.
Yes.
It's so versatile.
It is, and it's so chewy and cute,
Yeah.
like texture. Udon's so good. But no, ramen is king, unfortunately.
I would inject that every day of my life.
God damn.
If I could.
Probably wouldn't. Like, yeah, I'd put it like right below ramen for me, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would inhale for sure.
Ramen.
Yeah. So
So that would bump it down probably to an inhale,
I think inhale's good.
top inhale.
Yeah, top inhale. I mean, udon is good.
We can never agree on an inject, but
I still think instant.
at least,
at
least-
inject.
at
Are you
least,
sure you're not Korean? I'm not curious.
I
To your
love instant noodle.
Please do a 24 me,
And
23 me, and then come back to us.
at least udon's on top, and I can take solace in that.
Good. Udon's good. Udon's good.
Udon's good.
And now that we are
I think that concludes
about to close,
our Asian noodles.
you have to wait till next time,
To find out about the Italianos.
and we'll have to wait for Kevin to come back. So
Yes.
Yes.
he will be taking a little trip back to, well, not home, but this second home, I would say, yeah,
Yeah.
second home.
We'll have a guest for the next
yeah.
episodes.
Yeah, we might have some little more spicier topics.
Indeed. Well, thank you all again
Oh,
coming out.
absolutely. It was a great time talking about noodles for however long we talked about it.
It went a little longer than I expected.
Well,
honestly.
we get excited about noodles here.
I mean,
So
and there's also a lot of noodles.
there's a lot of noodles, and they're all good.
Mm.
Not a single one has made to the humanity destruction side.
Yet none of them made the very top.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, I
Not a
was-
single one.
I'll say hot take. Jajangmyeon to me is the very top.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'll say that.
Okay. All right.
We'll agree to take care of this guy later.
You fake instant ramen loving man.
Hey, instant ramen's great.
Yeah.
Instant
Hey,
ramen's great.
not dogging on it at all. But
Hey, man, if you want to relive the college lifestyle,
You can fix furniture with instant ramen.
you fucking can. Hell yeah, you can.
yeah.
Build a Great Wall of China with it. Probably.
All right. I guess we're wrapping up now.
Sounds good. Well, thank you all for coming and listening to Bargain Bin Opinions, the first ever episode. Episode 1, not first ever, but yes. Where we talked about noodles for like 2 hours.
Yeah, almost.
And this is your host, Art, and with my co-hosts,
Kevin.
And Alex.
I hope you're tuning in next time. And for that, happy slurping.
See you all later.
Goodbye.